like, wow, this is growing at 2x travel's growing at 2x GDP. It was a $40 billion industry back in 99. By this stage, it was more than $100 billion industry. It was growing insane. I was like, I don't even have to be super right if I just jump on this trend. And and then you start seeing what's happening with Airbnb. You're like, I can be mediocre in a great space and I look really good.
Well, dude, okay, hold on. McConnell, I gotta pull some of these things out because there's so much juicy insight in there, right? In my previous episodes, we've heard from folks who essentially started small businesses that were offshoots from something they were already doing, right? It was well in their wheelhouse, in their industry, in their profession, in their lane, right? But what you just described is something completely different, right? And I think the insight here is when younger folks, particularly even middle-aged folks, when you're out engaging with or interacting, right, with folks who are maybe a little bit later stage in their career, right, and they have money, they have resources, and Andrew was so curious. He just kept asking questions about the whys, right? If you can be curious about how people who have resources, right, and have kind of, let's just say power, if you will, spend their time and energy around their assets, and you be curious about that enough, you might just find a business idea the way Andrew did, right? The way you describe it is, hey, I knew nothing about vacation rentals. I knew nothing about the accommodation market. I knew nothing about, let's say, just internet platforms. But I'm on vacation with my parents and I'm just talking to folks, and I'm just curious enough to kind of get to the bottom of the heart of it and come up with an idea. And then, there you go.
Yeah. And it is that curiosity, because I am generally curious, right? I was curious. I had no ulterior motive when I was asking these questions. I did not know that would then steer the next 10 years of my life. And so it was the second one, right? With the fund, it was literally, I was having coffee with one of our frontline salespeople, and he was like, there's this kind of crowdfunding thing, and we have this. I wonder if there's something there. And he just left it at that. I went and spent months and then raised tons of money to go do it, right? He's like, hey, that could be a really good idea. Let's go try it. Let's go test it. Let's go scale it. And so it's that constant open-mindedness. And then once you get in, so for example, like you said, I knew nothing about the vacation rental industry, didn't know about all this stuff, but I came in, and coming from McKinsey, I was like, wait, there's an opportunity. Nobody is looking at this space. There are no analysts on this space. It's all too new. What if I just start publishing a bunch of content on here are the trends, here's how it's growing, here's what we're seeing. That year, less than 12 months in the industry, I was the trends expert at the Vacation Rental World Summit. I became the quarterly trends reporter for the National Association for the Vacation Rental Managers, right? Because no one was doing it. Saying, hey, here's this thing I need to do for my business anyway. Why don't I just publish it and share it?